everyone. My name is Kanaja Washington, and this is my informative speech. I'm doing my informative speech on the one-child policy in China. I chose this topic because I love history, and China's history goes pretty far back, but this policy is still in effect and affects people in our generation, and it's something I've always found interesting. So I thought I could inform y'all about what the one-child policy is. It began in 1979 with the Chinese government because the population had hit over 1 billion people. Population experts believed that they needed a way to slow down the population due to environmental issues. China has a very big pollution problem. The ozone and resources depletion, shortage of food, not enough work, that kind of thing. Therefore, they believe the only way for a better future is population control. Social pressure was put on the Chinese people to only have one child, and they were forcing abortions, they were forcing sterilization if you already had more than one child. They were telling couples to delay marriage in order to stop the population from growing or to stop them from having kids. A lot of girls were being aborted over boys due to the fact that boys can carry on the name versus girls who cannot when they get married. A lot of girls were aborted when the mom found out that they were pregnant with a girl so that they were able to try again for a boy. The abortion rate shot up due to that. And the girls who were born were usually abandoned or they were killed. There was a lot of infanticide going on in China due to the fact the demand for boys were so high. If the one-child policy did not come in effect in 1979, the experts were estimating that by 2010 there would have been over 300 million more people than what they have now. The first change came about in 1980s because farmers needed help with farming. A lot more people were complaining to the government saying that they needed the help on the farm to make the food for the people, to provide for the Chinese people. So the government relaxed that policy more for farmers. And then the policy again was changed in 2014, allowing children who were the only child to have 2 children. So a lot of people were starting to have 2 children versus just the one. And then in 2016 it was changed again the policy was changed again to all couples being able to have 2 children. That was a big step for China, who has had this policy in effect for quite a long time. The policy left China with a shortage of people, mainly women, and there was a prospect at the time that there will be 24 million more men by 2020, messing up the ratio from women to men. There was also anticipation of a shrinking young workforce, meaning there would not be enough young people to work. The elderly people were getting older. They needed people to take care of them. They did not have that, which was another issue. Chinese government are talking about ending the 2-child policy. They will make their final decision by 2019 in hopes of ending the growing problem of not having enough workforce and having enough people to take care of the elderly. But after having a policy in effect for over 40 years, the government is not completely sure that this will stop the crisis that they're currently having. This generation has become accustomed to only having one child or only having 2 children. A lot of the women have reached ages where they're not fertile anymore, and they have also reached ages where they don't want kids anymore. So that has become a growing problem, especially because there's already a shortage of women in China. And the women that are of age are starting to be courted by men who are of richer statuses due to the fact that there's not enough women, period. So a lot of women who are poor are becoming rich due to this policy. And that is my informative speech on the one-child policy. I hope you guys enjoyed.